Alright, folks, and welcome back to the channel. We're here to discuss Thursday night's game as Celtic face Utrecht in the last match day of the Europa League phase, where a win would see us qualify for the knockout playoff. We'll also discuss the news that Austin Trusty's red card against Hearts will stand, and he will face, obviously, the suspension that he'd originally set to face. I'm joined by Alistair. We may as well start in Sunday's game. I mean, we kind of discussed it. I discussed it with the reaction, but I mean, just yet again the same rubbish. Really, to be honest, we've been used to all season of players just being weak.
We fell into the trap, Josh, and we kind of played Hearts' game, and we played a game that suited them. I mean, I didn't actually check the statistics, but how many daft free kicks did we give away? And you know that's what Hearts want today. But we kind of fell into it. But I must admit, cards on the table, and I know we've discussed it. I don't think Austin Trusty's a clear and obvious error. I don't know why VAR's getting involved. The referee's seen it, he's pointing to him going towards the corner flag. In my opinion, there's not enough for VAR to get involved there.
I mean, I don't know about it, to be honest with you. Unfortunately, I know, but unfortunately, because I was going to discuss it, obviously, getting like it standing basically. I mean, I think on current ref standards, it's unfortunately given. But what I will say, if it was given on the park, the fact that it wasn't given on the park, as you said, Alistair, is that a clear and obvious error? I don't quite think so, and that's probably the part I do agree with. But unfortunately, I think if that's given on the part, which it wasn't, of course, then unfortunately, in the standards of the poor refereeing, not just in this country, in England as well, and whatever, it's just unfortunately given. But it doesn't mean it is a red card. But I mean, I don't. It was already
given. You'll see incidents over the next couple of weeks that'll be kind of similar, and they'll only get a yellow and won't be reviewed. And that is what's driving not just us as Celtic supporters up the wall, it's across the board. They don't, there's no consistency with VAR, and to be honest with you, I don't think they know how to use it. I think they make it up as they go along with these rules.
Aye. What I would say as well, the red card, I think the players are to blame for it as well. Not to blame for it as such, but I just always, especially in half of these decisions as well, I always say why gave him a decision to make, and always look at why the reason we got that decision. We had to make that decision. We had to make that decision because our passing was abysmal. And we were constantly putting players in trouble.
The ball well, especially in the middle of the park. The middle three were terrible.
So the defence were always going to be exposed, and then obviously that's what's happened. He's been sent off. Do I think it's a red card? I think it's extremely harsh. I think it's extremely harsh. I don't think it warranted VR intervention. That's what I will say on it. But you know what, as you said, Alistair, unfortunately, it's done now.
And we're kind of fortunate, Josh. It could, no disrespect, a Falkirk flying, but Falkirk at home, he should have enough to beat Falkirk at home.
We would have enough if we recruited a backup centre half, which of course we haven't. That's another baffling decision.
To dry.
That's another baffling decision as well. I mean, I don't get that. Why bring Stephen Welsh back but bring Dave Murray on at Tynecastle?
I'll be honest with you, mate. It's because we've no cover. unless Stephen Welsh is injured again, which more than a lot that we're having, mate, it wouldn't surprise me in the least.
Aye. But as you said, it's done now, and obviously we lost the appeal.
I
But
think it was worth appealing it by me.
I think you're always going to appeal stuff like that if you get the thing with the appeal, then that's the other thing. But
all the FA's done is back the guy up. They've no said it was a red card. They've just went with the on-field. They went with the VAR decision because, and I get it to an extent, because they don't want to be having to say every week, by the way, we've made a rip roaring arse of that again.
aye,
Because we've no used VAR right.
no. But I mean, as for the team's performance, I mean, I'm going to be honest. When I said this in the reaction, I'm sick of this team. I can't be bothered with them.
It's just every bit of adversity, it collapses.
Aye, and that's why I said this as well in the reaction. That's why when we played Bologna and everybody was like, "Oh, what a performance!" I was like, "Aye, well done," but they when it actually matters, because don't get me wrong, Bologna mattered, of course it did, but it didn't matter as much as got to Tynecastle and get a result from me. That's when you're expected to do something. You're not expected to do something away to Bologna or away to Feyenoord. You're expected to do stuff domestically, and yet again, you can say all you want. Oh, a draw's a decent result. No, in my eyes, they failed again.
Well,
it's kept us in the title race by a fingernail, but that's about it.
I was going to say, Josh, the title race is out your hands now.
It always was.
It's turned to now. You're relying on favours. You're relying on the other to make mistakes.
But I think the title race was always out of our hands, no matter if because of what we've been.
Mathematically, Josh.
No, forget mathematically and forget that. But I look at it and go that this title was always out with our hands, as long as this board continue not to sign football players. So you can talk about mathematics and get results, because I said a few weeks ago, performances like that. Because let's be honest, right, the performances have been dreadful. Dreadful. They've been absolutely dreadful. I say that against Falkirk, it's not sustainable just to keep, stumbling from pillar to post, getting the odd maybe 1-0 victory. Aye, it's important, but it's not sustainable. And that's what for me showed us at the weekend.
The squad is dreadful. I mean, guy next to me starts shouting and bawling on Sunday about how it's Martinelli's fault and all the rest of it. I hope if you're listening, by the way, but I still don't agree with you. The squad is awful, and I think it was Celtic World Order that said this. You reap what you sow, and that's just on one group of people, the board.
This is years and years of
money
selling off asset after asset from a squad and not replacing them, and that's where we are. We're in third position, and it's no the fact. I'm fine with Celtic being third, right? As long as we're third, but we're still challenging and we're making it. We're doing our damn sight our best to try and make sure that we get the title across the line, and see if we finish third and we've tried our best. No got a problem. Because Celtic aren't going to win every single trophy. There's going to be a point where there's going to be a shift. I'm completely fine with that. But what I don't accept is Celtic just not even bothering.
Doing nothing about it.
Not even bothering to try and look at when was a challenge by Aberdeen. Because I've heard a lot. People say, "Oh, Celtic fans moan about a challenge," but as soon as a challenge puts down, they're throwing the toys at the pram. That might be with some people.
That's not throwing the toys at the pram.
Aye, but for me,
that's to do with the fact we've got the money and we're not using it.
But for me, it's the fact that It's not the fact that we're third in the league that's bothering me. It's the fact we're third in the league because we've not even tried to fix it, try and make a situation better. But that's what Celtic to become. I mean, You know, it's just everything at the club at the minute is just hang me. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't care. I don't really care that much what happens from now to the end of the season. I've just kind of went along with it because that's what the Celtic board are doing. So I don't know why we should bother, if I'm being honest. But
they're implicit. They're the cause of this. I mean, this board is symptomatic of the cause of the utter downsizing that's been happening at our club. And you've seen it the last couple of years. All right, we got away with it the first season that Rodgers was back, and because Rangers fell out the go ahead of ourselves and ended up blowing up. Let's be fair. And the second season, we spent money, and hey ho, it worked. The third season, because
even when we did spend the money, the recruitment was a joke. Like, we did spend money, but the recruitment was that window as well. We spent money, but if we got that money back off players, I'm looking at players like Ida didn't do anything. I'm looking at players that unfortunately aren't the Engels. I honestly would not give you £2 million for that boy, man. Honestly. I'm not, and this is coming from somebody that's tried to back Arne Engels. Trusty, maybe the only one we've got probably the value back for him.
Yeah, you probably get your money back for Trusty.
So the recruitment problem, and this is everybody likes to talk about money, spending money. You can get talent if you know where to look.
Look at Braga.
Look at Claudio Braga at Hearts. Rangers, like, they're looking at, a lot of Scandinavian players for the German, like, third division. And, I've seen a lot of people, it's a German third division. Don't laugh until...
Because knowing our luck, the way we'll probably make him look like Henrik Larsson. No disrespect, Henrik, if you're listening.
The thing is, and that's the thing, when we're spending money on players, I've got no faith they're going to do anything. Because we've not got a proper
recruitment, Josh. Let's be honest, we haven't got a recruitment.
We've not got a recruitment. We've never had a recruitment with the evidence to say, they're good at signing players. We've never had the evidence of that to see, they're good at signing players, and that's just the way of it.
The last half-decent window was down to Ange and basically knowing a market. That was the last half-decent recruitment we had.
No, exactly.
Completely on it.
No. In terms of transfers, we've obviously seen that Shin Yamada has left the club to go to the German second division. I mean, just yet another signing where
Brendan Rodgers... one that proves Brendan Rodgers right, by the way.
But he was always right. And I'm going, and I've defended Brendan Rodgers quite since he left the club. I have. Brendan Rodgers is every passing week at this club is continuing to be proven right. He was right about Balaquisha basically being rotten.
Well, he wasn't even on the bench on Sunday, so what does that tell you?
He came out and says Inamura and Yamada aren't good enough, and he never really knew much about it. They're new left the club. But remember, Alistair, it's nothing to do with the system. It's something to do with some individuals thinking for self-preservation. They would like to tell you, I'm sorry, but if a player we sign for money, by the way, leaves the following window with no goals and a Celtic shirt,
13 appearances, no goals.
There's clearly something up with the system. There's clearly something up, and this is just ridiculous. We have got a genuine idea now where we could generally come out of this window with less players than we went into it.
Let me get this out, Johnny Kenny's injured.
And he's shite.
So but he's cover. So literally we've got Big Tom, I'll call him because I can't pronounce his name. If he can't play on Thursday, right, because he come in too late, right? Now, I'm going to say something. So, who's your striker cover for Thursday night? There isn't any.
We'll be back to Dyson through the middle.
Aye.
You
There
know,
isn't any.
Aye, it's just ridiculous. It's just absolutely ridiculous, and there's a clear attitude for Celtic not to spend a penny this summer. Not this summer, sorry, in January. There is no appetite for Celtic to spend any money, and I've heard, I'm not saying they're bored defenders, but people who, well, why would you spend the money if you don't get a manager? I'm sorry, that is the
You would spend the money because your squad's as a state.
Aye, it's just excuses, man. It's just, I think even your passionate bold defenders are even looking. Listen, finally going like that. Here, we're in trouble. But and this is my main problem with the attitude of this whole club, and I include the players in that. There's this kind of attitude now as it meets Celtic for me at the moment where, well, it's worked in the past. It'll fix itself. No, it won't. And even the captain came out and saying, "Oh, but we know it'll get better." What? Because it worked before, Carl. Honestly, the arrogance. It's arrogance. I'm sorry. It's the same arrogance with, the club just go about like, "Oh, Hearts won't sustain it." How do you know that? Celtic have not been able to beat Hearts this season, home and away.
1.89.
But by the way, Hearts have also beat Rangers home and away as well. But people don't think they'll sustain it. You're kidding yourself on. Wake up.
We're going to run out of games.
Wake up. I'm serious. It's just arrogance. It's complete arrogance. And it's faulting to the club as well. Cal McGregor, we'll work it out. It's Celtic. What? Because it worked before? It doesn't work like that.
Let's be honest, Joe. Even by some minor miracle, we come back and we won the league. Right? That doesn't make it right.
No.
That does not make it right.
I've almost said, if Celtic win this league title somehow, which I don't think we will, I think we'll finish third this season, if you want my honest opinion.
No, but I'm just saying what
I know, but if we do that, it changes nothing for me. Changes absolutely nothing. But we won the league. Well done.
Done the bare minimum.
The season, the club is still a shambles. The players are still a shambles. The managerial situation, Martin O'Neill's come in, but that's a shambles as well. Let's not forget about that.
You've hung him out to dry, let's be completely honest.
Let's not forget that you've hung him out to dry. Let's not forget that you appointed him, then bent him for a manager who was somebody else's mate, and then you brought him back again. So let's not forget about that. Let's not forget this whole situation. Just because Martin doesn't make it a shambles, it's a complete and utter shambles. And this January transfer window is just further proving that.
And do you know what wouldn't surprise me? I agree with you. I think it'll be a couple of loans at best. We've discussed that. And I know we're like with the Bodo Glint board, but if you think that's happening,
I'll go into him in a second. We'll discuss him in a second. But I mean, it's just everything about it.
You believe that we are. I'm not telling you all what to believe, but if you believe we're paying 8 to 10 million for a striker, you're living in cloud cuckoo land.
We should, but we won't.
No, you know. I agree. We had be buzzing if we signed the guy, because if you look at his record.
Well, what I'll do is I'll get his record up and then we'll speak about it because I've actually got it on the screen. It's Casper. Is it Hogue or something? I don't know.
Well, I remember we were linked with another Casper at the end of the last transfer window, and that never happened either. Dolberg.
So he's last season for Bodo Glimt. Obviously, he is the player that scored was it 2 goals against Man City.
2 goals, aye.
So he scored goals in the Champions League last season in the league and all competitions. Last season for Bodo Glimt, he scored 27 goals and get 9 assists.
Exactly the type of player we need.
Obviously Norwich are looking at him. Norwich will probably get him because they'll pay the money and we won't.
I mean, and
By the way, Norwich have got a genuine chance of getting to the Prem as well.
No, that's here because they're still reasonably near the bottom, Josh.
So,
but I get your point.
I would say, honestly, at this moment in time, if you look at the two clubs and where they're going, I would say Norwich City. Unfortunately, I feel like it or not, it's a bigger.
It's an attraction.
But it's a bigger pool.
England is an attraction. Whether it be Championship or Premiership, it's an attraction. Obviously, me and you would pick Celtic because we've got an emotional attachment. But if you're looking at it from a player's point of view, where would you go? They've not got a manager. They've not got a chairman. The chief executive can't do deals.
There's a big if about the Europa League. Don't get me wrong, I do actually fancy this, which we'll go into a second about the Europa League. I do fancy us to get to the next stage, but so that should be something they're offering. But you know, I've had enough. This monitoring. Just tell me when we're interested in a football player. That's all I care about.
Tell me when we've actually agreed a fee.
And then now look at this guy's stats. 27 goals and 9 assists in a season is nothing to be sniffed about.
At any league.
Celtic will be nowhere near it. You know it, I know it. Because we're monitoring. And at the end of the day, good football players cost money. And Celtic, as I said, have shown they're completely unwilling to spend any sort of money on a football player.
Do you know what that smells of, Josh? That's it. We're always linked with a player with a couple of days to go, and it's always as if, see, we tried.
They leak it out to these sources. They leak it out to these sources to make it look, oh, we tried. You know, we just couldn't get out of the line to make it. Oh, we did there. Look, we didn't just sit in our arse the whole window. Oh, we didn't panic at the last minute and try to make the up.
The bottom line is we've got 2 loans.
Aye,
exactly. An option, and Arojo, who by the way has been a standout. He certainly was a standout the other day, Josh.
Aye, no, it has been decent. But in terms of Utrecht, I mean, it's pretty simple, Alistair. We win the game, we qualify for the next stage. I mean, surely, even in the Celtic state, surely we should be winning comfortably. But it's Celtic in Europe, but it's not always easy as that, is it? So,
yeah. Well, me and you basically said it's young boys. It's basically a year for young boys, or slightly over a year, and we're now in the exact same position in the Europa League in a weaker competition. So no, we should be winning, Josh, but the way the seasons went, would
not surprise me at all. Because as we've said, it's Celtic in European competition. Yeah. And that's just unfortunately where we're at the moment.
You've got mental scars with Celtic in Europe. It doesn't matter who you play.
No, yeah, I know exactly. We should, as I said, because Utrecht just aren't. They're a crap team. They're rubbish. I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah, well, and I'm just putting this on the table, right? We absolutely played Feyenoord over the park for the majority of that game. right? So, and Feyenoord they're better than Utrecht. So, no excuses. I remember saying that before when we played a qualifying game this year, and we all know what happened.
I'm just looking at Utrecht results. Beat off Genk, beat off Sparta Rotterdam at the weekend, beat off. They've no won since.
How they played in Europe, Josh? Can you go back?
Give me a minute. I'm just looking to see when they've last. The last time they won was against Ajax on the 9th of November. I mean, there's absolutely no excuse.
I mean, you couldn't have asked for a better game to get you through to a playoff.
And basically in the last game against Genk, they played a B-side basically. So
Well,
I think that's how they're going about it.
They haven't got a hope of qualifying, Josh. They're only on a point. So we shouldn't. You know what I want to see? I want to see no respect. Just go and win the game. No caring how it looks. Just go and win it.
I know exactly. But in terms of who they played, they've played Freiburg away. They've played Porto at home. Well, that's where they got their point for. Played Real Betis away. Played Notts Forest at home, and then played Genk at home. And then obviously they played us as well.
Oh, no, exactly. I wouldn't say it's the easiest fixtures, but I wouldn't say it's hard either. Because remember, it's still a Dutch team at the end of the day. But you say you can overanalyze these games to death. You should be beating
them.
Simple.
It's simple. Win. That's it. There's no ifs or buts. Because basically, if we draw, I think we need 4 out of the 5 possibilities, so we're out. If we draw, I'll get beat. We're out.
Well, see, at the end of the day, Josh, at the end of the day, we're supposed to be proud of our home record. And over the last year and a half, in Europe, the European results haven't been that bad if you actually look at them. However, with Celtic, you're only ever 20 minutes away from a disaster in Europe, like I said earlier. But let's be honest, if I told you at the start when these fixtures come out, you track the home, one you qualify, we would all have took it.
If we recruited properly, we'd be aiming for top 8, but that's just a no. That's a no.
Yeah, I know, but with the kind of teams and the competition, Joe, it ain't the strongest.
No, I know exactly. And it's the fact that this time last year we were gearing up for a final game to get us into the Champions League playoff. Now we're looking for the Europa League. There's the complete example of downsizing.
Getting the bottom of the barrel.
And basically, as well, you get, even if we do qualify, which I think we will, you're playing 2 extra games and getting kicked out. Let's be brutally honest with ourselves here.
Yeah, unless you get a reasonable into the transfer window, and then you get a reasonable. You finish high enough with winning the game, and results go your way, and you see you finish 20th, and you end up with a.
I don't know. That's current squad. I think any team in the Europa League could beat us. I'm being honest. Seriously, I mean.
It's guns and new, Josh. I agree with you.
That's how it's going to stand, because we're not going to do that much big business. It's going to completely put it in affairs.
My target after Bologna, I said to you, would be to try and get the knockout tie record off our backs. But again, as you say, look at the state of the squad. We're barely competing in Scotland.
And even if we did get that, record off our back, it's just another embarrassing record that this club, this board have been part of. So, what is it we all celebrate?
It'd be nice for you to see a knockout tie one, but I'm pretty sure you wouldn't have wanted it in the Europa League.
I just couldn't care because this board will parade it like it's some sort of fucking achievement. If you want my honest opinion, but and that's what I'm looking at it, because they'll parade it as, if we do win a knockout tie, they'll parade it as some sort of achievement. By the way, when I've watched our rivals get to a European final and win knockout tie after knockout tie in this competition.
2 European finals since 2004.
It's absolutely embarrassing. It's absolutely embarrassing. But in terms of the team, I mean, it just picks itself because we've not really got much to pick from. Schmeichel probably win goal. Schmeichel win goal. Donovan maybe I would play. Trusty obviously can play in Europe, so he'll play alongside Scales, I would imagine. Left back, I don't. It's Tierney. We'll record this before press conference.
We don't know, but I would doubt it. But what I think he might have to do in this case, maybe he be easy. Scales at left back and play. Well, it would have to be Money.
So
I don't know if Welsh would be registered. I know he's homegrown, but I don't know how that would work.
Midfield, Callum McGregor will play.
Rio Hatata can't play, so.
He's suspended. I was going to actually pick him, but he's suspended, so he can't, because he's been an idiot last week. So Negron
will come in.
I'd put Bernardo, McGregor, and Negron. You want my honest opinion? Engels really pissed me off at the weekend. He was just getting bumbled about every 2 minutes.
I'm not just saying this to be different. I think Engels will play.
He'll play because there's no competition, but it's the same all over the park. And I like Arne Engels, but he's just, I don't know what he offers us Celtic. I genuinely don't. And it was against Hearts. It was just brilliant.
I know Scales was on a yellow card getting into the Bologna game, but I don't think he got booked. No,
didn't get booked. So, no. But even you would normally want to try, if we had any other options, you maybe want to rest Scales so the red card, the yellow card count gets reset. But no, we can't do that because we're getting the other option. But that's where Celtic are at this moment in time. Front three, another position where you're spoilt for choice. Johnny Kenny's injured. Shin Yamada's away. Kelechi actually can't stay fit. Daisen Maeda is going to go up front again, and he's useless up front. And obviously the new boy can't play. We have got one centre forward getting into a European.
That's a centre forward.
I mean, it's what other club fucking operates like this? It's incredible. I mean, it is absolutely fucking incredible.
I think he'll go Yantonek in my.
That's what it will be. Because he's getting the other option. He's getting the other option to pick anything. So that's what he will go for. But no, it's just the position we're in. It's just, it's laughable. It's honestly laughable.
One striker.
And I don't want to get into it again because we discussed it earlier on, but it's just laughable. But no, to finish up, Alistair, I mean, last time obviously the score predictions, Liam did say 3-0, so.
Was he smoking?
I know he did say we'd beat Auckland like 6-0, so.
Anyway, no, but
I got me 2-0.
Bastard, you stole mine.
You've done plenty of mine, so get it up you.
Well, I thought at one point on Sunday you were going to get it. You 2-1.
This team fucking hates me, honestly. It's just
so. No, I'll go. What did I go? I'll go 2-1.
I feel got to say 4-0 then. I was like, fine.
No, I was thinking that I'll go 2-1. Because I don't see as winning by a lot because I don't think a lot of goals in it.
We've not got the quality to win by a lot. I think any other half decent Celtic team would have absolutely hammered.
I think if you're in a right state, you're looking at a Slovan Bratislava type game. You remember that when we won 5-1 in a Champions League night, by the way, but apparently we can't compete.
Well, say that to Bodo Glimt, I've always said that. And say that to all the 80 days, look, at last season where we did compete, but that's just a Celtic board.
We don't want to compete.
No, I don't want to compete because any normal board would look at that, in the Alliance that night and go, do you know what?
We've got a base to build on here, but no.
But no, they just destroy it. They just love destroying things. They just blame it on everybody else because it's everybody else's fault but themselves. But I'm going to wrap it up there for tonight's video. We'll be back probably on Friday for post-match reaction to Thursday night's game. Hopefully we'll talk about Celtic win and through the next round of the Europa League.
I know I shouldn't ask this, but when to draw?
Don't know. To be honest, I don't.
I think it might be Friday.
Probably Friday. I think it will probably. It's normally the day after. But no, we'll wrap it up there, obviously. And as I say, we'll be back with post-match reaction on Friday. And hopefully, I mean, this is just wishful thinking, some sort of signing to speak about, but I wouldn't bet on it.
I'm just beyond hoping for signings. I was going to ask you, we're doing a deadline day special, but God knows what we're going to discuss.
I'll just put last year's video in because it'll probably be the same stuff that we discussed. But anyway, but until next time, we'll speak to you later. And hail, hail.
Hail, hail.